Maybe you've heard about President Dunning Kruger. He ran for office in 2016, wasn't expected to win, but did, then lost his re-election bid in 2020 and is now trying again in 2024. Oh, and he's a genius too. Just ask him, he'll tell you. Yeah, okay, I'm being facetious. Obviously, I'm talking about President Donald Trump, but as the clock winds down on this 2024 election, I can see the traits of President Dunning-Kruger are still there, almost a decade later. Dunning-Kruger is actually two people, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, who in 1999 wrote an academic paper. It was called Unskilled and Unaware of It: How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Incompetence Lead to Inflated Self-Assessments. So, in simple terms, the Dunning-Kruger effect is when people who ain't so smart are the ones who truly believe they are super smart. And on top of that, their incompetence means they don't even realise that. As David Dunning himself said, the first rule of the Dunning-Kruger Club is that you don't know you're a member of the Dunning-Kruger Club.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. So they say, could you repeat that? So I said, yeah. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. But then when you go back about 20, 25 minutes later and they say, go back to that question. They don't tell you this. Go back to that question and repeat them. Can you do it? And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, that's amazing. How did you do that? I do it because I have like a good memory, because I'm cognitively there.
Right, so that was President Trump recalling an acuity test he was given when he was in the White House. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that remembering 5 words in order is probably not a sign of mental brilliance. It's good, but I think a lot of people could probably do that. Now, the Dunning-Kruger effect takes it a step further, opining that those in the lower quartiles of performance, so that's those on the left-hand side of this graph, their actual performance, that's in red, is much lower than what they think their level of performance is. That's way up in blue. Dunning-Kruger is also sometimes simplified into this, where a combination of supreme confidence and knowing nothing takes you to the peak of Mount Stupid. Then, in theory, you start to realise how much you don't know, which sends you deep into the valley of despair. But then, as you learn more and more, you slowly move up the slope of enlightenment and up to the plateau of sustainability. That has arguably not happened, though, with President Trump.
China has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
And yet, he's the one calling everyone else stupid.
Kamala is mentally impaired. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. Only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen. Somebody said to me, one of my people, a nice person, staff person, said, sir, please, don't call her dumb. The women won't like it. The women want to see our country come back. They don't care. And because she's speaking, people are realizing she's a dumb person. And we can't have another dumb president. We've had enough.
Quite true. Now, the argument here is that someone who is truly smart wouldn't have to point out how stupid they think other people are. And yet he does. And as I've said in other videos, it can be very, very effective. But is this where we are now? Where civility is gone? Replaced by name-calling and insults? I fear a whole new generation is now growing up thinking this is just normal. Perhaps in the end we should turn to the wisdom of one Mr. Forrest Gump, or at least Mr. Forrest Gump's mother.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Stupid as stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
I guess.
While, of course, never forgetting this.
Are you stupid or something?
Stupid is a mean word. 2 hours later.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Not so difficult.
The Balance, journalism without agenda.